I think I was looking at it. I don't think I'm ready for that. Well, you've been a pleasure. I'm going to float around a little bit.
Great. Talk to Penny Spears here. She's a contortion coach, and she's a great lady to talk to.
She's a contortion coach, and she's contorted her way out of that thing.
That's right.
Stephanie, magic. Thank you very much. Thank you. And you are?
I am Penny Spears from Rochester, New York, originally from Hungary.
Hungary, and you're the Flexibility Plus Institute of American Professional
That's right.
Okay, explain yourself. What is that all about?
Contortionists, we are the bendy people, the flexible people. One of the reasons why I named the company Flexibility Plus, because I'm trying to get a new name, a new image to contortion, and hopefully get contortion out of the vocabulary and replace it with extreme flexibility or flexibility plus or something like that. But so far wasn't successful, and it's still contortion.
How did you get into the contortion business? Did you get up one day and say, holy cow, I can do this, I can do that?
It started way back then. I'm trying not to age myself, but it started way back then when Hungary was still under the communist regime, and the circus school opened, and so I just happened to audition for the circus school, and hence I became one of the first generation of the Hungarian circus school. I'm really aging myself, right? Graduating, and so we had to pretty much learn everything, as much as, again, under communist regime, physically you could do related to circus. We didn't have many animal acts because animal costs more money than people. Because with people you can do several acts, but animal can only do one act,
right.
And they cost more for feeding than people.
Right.
Anyway, so in the school they just discovered that I was one of the flexible students. So among other things, I had to learn contortion as well. But at the time when I graduated from the school, I really graduated with 2 acts. And my main act was roller skating, you know, when you spin and do the spinning things with another girl.
Yeah.
And our contortion act was the second act. I was hopeless when it came to juggling. I can consider myself a professional klutz, but I had to learn it.
Oh, you got good at it, huh?
I can teach it, but I can't demonstrate it. We did some trapeze, but we had no flying trapeze facilities, so we had just static trapeze. And we had to learn ballet, we had to learn folk dancing. We also had a music act, but our music education per se was limited, like on a scale of 10, less than 1.
Right.
So now, actually about 6 years ago, because I live in Rochester, New York, as you know, the top 3 music schools in the country are Berkeley, Juilliard, and Eastman School of Music. So now I discovered Eastman School of Music, and I'm into the jazz scene, and so now I am going to be a jazz musician when I grow up. So, but you know, the interesting thing is once you tasted this applaud business, you know, and so at my age physically I'm not really doing it anymore. So now with the music, you still get this performance thing. So I'm still in the field, I just changed the scale, you know.
How extreme a contortionist can you become? I mean, I don't know that you can become it. I think you're born with that, but isn't it the body? Don't you need the body to be a contortionist?
I am so glad you asked this question, because it's one of my pet peeves that what's nationally going on in the contortion business. I consider myself as the Simon Cowell of the contortion business. Because I tell you, honey, you know, look, I am also in the fitness business, so I am the first one to say that yes, everybody could be more flexible than what you are now if you keep on working on stretching. But at the same token, no, not everybody could be a contortionist. When you look at things anatomically, flexibility really begins in the joints. And it's really how genetically how your joints are built, how much, the juice between the bones, and how much mobility is. I can put a bunch of 6-year-olds together, and at that level you can already know who has flexibility to become a contortionist or not.
Is it a good thing to be slightly double jointed? I mean,
that is, again, it's just the way we express it.
Or is that beyond just contortion?
But double jointed, physiologically, there is no such thing. Like I said, it's either that some people have more mobile joint. The best analogy I have come up with so far is this. If you learn just a little bit of anatomy, then you know that joints, they are built depending on the mobility level differently. So the shoulder and the hip joints are what we consider ball and socket. So it has, again, theoretically mobility in many directions, opposed to your knee, which is what we consider a hinge joint. So it's only two-way moving. So imagine that door, when you hang it, has a hinge on it which opens only for 45 degrees. There is no way it's going to open more than 45 degrees because that hinge came out of the factory, right? So hence the joint. If it came out of the factory that it only opens so far, you can put as much WD-40 around it as you want to. It's just...
That's it.
The WD-40, hence the nutrition, is only going to help to keep it healthy and to make it longer lasting, maybe without breaking. Hence nutrition, right?
And WD-40 does everything you'll ever need in life. Because WD-40 does
so,
it.
Yeah,
get a little WD-40.
That's right. So yes, everybody could be more flexible than what you are now, but it doesn't mean that everybody could be, and contortionist. And I hate to bring age into it, but as you get older, again, you could be more flexible than what you are now, but the younger age you start to do it, the more advantageous it is.
Okay, is there I see you've got an email, a website.
I have lots. I have. You can find me just by my name, Penny Spears, Speirs, on Facebook, and then I have a page, Flexibility Plus, Institute of America. If you just start to type in Flexibility Plus, my page is coming up on Facebook, and then www.flexibilityplusiofa.com is my website.
Okay, give that one more time.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so my name is Penny. That's P-A-N-N-I.
It's
last name N-N-I.
P-A, not P-E, but Penny.
It was originally Anna, A-N-N, and then in Hungary you put the P at the front of it. It became a nickname, but it is my legal name.
Penny,
so
P-A-N-N-Y.
The original pronunciation is Penny, but I am having rough time with the American pronunciation, so now I just listen to anything similar.
So it's Penny, P-A-N-N-Y.
I.
P-A-N-N-I. Sounds like an Italian dish, doesn't it? Penny? Isn't that a
dish?
Thank you.
Isn't that a dish? Okay, Penny something or other.
And then last name is Spears. That's S-P-E-I-R-S.
Okay, so it's P-A-N-N-I, first name, and then the S-P-E-I-R-S.
S-P-E-I-R-S. That's right.
And then Flexibility
Plus Institute of America, and I'm in Rochester, New York.
And then the website again is?
www.flexibilityplusiofa.com.
Okay, again, are you a musician?
I am wannabe.
Do you play sax?
Yes, I play tenor saxophone. I have my combo. It's called Simply Jazz, and I'm playing in a big band. It's one of the township. It's the Grease Jazz Band. I play second tenor.
In Rochester. So you're a second tenor.
And then
jazz.
Yeah.
Jazz in Rochester, New York.
Right.
you're another miracle.
It's
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nice to talk to you.
You too, you too. You're listening to New York City Visions. I'm your host and fellow New Yorker and fellow circus lover, Herb Malsman. We're in Long Island City, Vernon and Jackson Avenues at a place called Circus Warehouse. And this is the American Youth Council.
The American Youth Circus Organization.
The American Youth Circus Organization. And I have a feeling that we're going to be speaking right now. Thank you, guys. Your name?
So I'm Zoe Brooks.
Zoe Brooks.
Mm-hmm. I'm the Executive Director of the American Youth Circus Organization, which means that I'm hoping that more and more people will come and help support youth in circus arts. I'm not the organizer of this festival, I'm pleased to say, because we have some fantastic organizers here, but ultimately I'm responsible for what goes on. And we are in the process of rolling out regional circus, one-day circus festivals across the country. In 4 years from now, there'll be a regional circus festival within a day's drive of everyone. Unless possibly you live in the middle of Montana. We haven't got that one figured out yet.
That's a big state. Are some of these children perhaps going to be part of that experience, performance? Or are they just training today?
So the kids who are here today are mostly from the tri-state area. Our hope is that these regional festivals allow kids to get to know circus, or kids who are in circus to come and meet other kids who are doing circus and learn some more things. We've been holding a national festival every 2 years for the last 12 years. But we know that sometimes getting to a national festival is expensive and difficult. And regional festivals are a really great way of spreading the word that circus is a wonderful way for kids to get fit. It's inclusive, it's non-competitive, it's tremendously challenging, builds cooperation, self-esteem, and a whole range of skills. And that message is one we want to take across the country, and regional festivals are the way that we do it. Yeah.
It's almost like a one-on-one kind of thing, you know. It's almost like a personal, outreach sort of thing.
It's one kid at a time.
You don't have to go to the big stadiums and the big tents, and they're right there.
They're right here, and then it's an experience. This isn't watching circus. This is coming and doing it. So if you've been to see a fantastic circus show and you've seen someone up on the high wire, well, here you can come and you can try a low wire, a foot off the ground, and somebody will show you how to try it for the first time. Or a trapeze that you might have seen someone perform on swinging in the air. Here you can get upside down with someone supporting your shoulders and try it for the first time.
How did you come to this? Have you performed in the past?
No, I'm not a circus person in my background. I walked into youth circus 8 years ago when my 6-year-old took me by the hand and said she wanted to go and join the community circus in my town in New Haven, Connecticut. And when we walked into the room, they had trapezes there, and they let me go up too, which meant that I was hooked. And so I got fascinated in the way that circus provided an experience for kids to try things and learn about failure, and learn how failure is essential for learning. It's a very safe environment in which to experiment. It's creative, and there are lots of ways to approach it. So some kids like to juggle, some kids like to do acrobatics, some like to be in the air. But the experience of, if I try and try, I will be able to do that thing that looks impossible. That's common, and I like to support that.
So your child was your guide?
My child absolutely was my guide, and she's still here. She's now 14 years old, and she's crouching down, participating in the advanced aerials class. She's a performer herself now.
And where is she now?
So she's in the turquoise shirt, crouching down by the crash mat, behind the girl in the green shirt and the red shorts.
Right back there, behind the
That's
the
right.
red shorts.
Yeah.
And that's your daughter.
That's my daughter. Yeah, she's 14 now.
And is she? Can you kind of wave her over? Is there any way for us to walk over or get her to come over?
Would you like to walk with me?
Yeah, sure.
I don't think she wants to miss any of her workshop.
Okay. And again, your name is?
I'm Zoe.
Zoe
Brooks.
Zoe Brooks. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a circus kind of name. So.
From Rochester, New York, originally from Hungary.
Hungary, and you're the Flexibility Plus Institute of American Professional
That's right.
Okay, explain yourself. What is that all about?
Contortionists, we are the bendy people, the flexible people. One of the reasons why I named the company Flexibility Plus, because I'm trying to, as much as, again, under communist regime, physically you could do related to circus. We didn't have many animal acts because animal costs more money than people. Because with people you can do several acts, but animal can only do one act.
Right.
And they get a new name, a new image to contortion, and hopefully get contortion out of the vocabulary and replace it with extreme flexibility or flexibility plus or something like that. But so far wasn't successful, and it's still contortion.
How did you get into the contortion business? Did you get up one day and say, holy cow, I can do this, I can do that?
It started way back then. I'm trying not to age myself, but it started way back then when Hungary was still under the communist regime, and the circus school opened, and so I just happened to audition for the circus school, and hence I became one of the first generation of the Hungarian circus school. I'm really aging myself, right? Graduating, and so we had to pretty much learn everything.
I think I was learning how to be fine. I don't think I'm ready for that. Well, you've been a pleasure. I'm going to float around a little bit.
Great. Talk to Penny Spears here. She's a contortion coach, and she's a great lady to talk to.
She's a contortion coach, and she's contorted her way out of that thing.
That's right.
Stephanie. Magic. Thank you very much. Thank you. And you are?
I am Penny Spears.